Welcome back, everybody. We have now been in the new patch 7.32e for long enough for me to give you my 3 most successful heroes of the patch so far. So for each hero, I'm going to be telling you why I originally picked it, why I think it's doing well in my games, and the general build order that you can look to have in order to replicate what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, we're gonna jump into the carry role that we all know I love, and that is Troll Warlord, surprisingly. And the reason why I have Troll Warlord in this video is because so far I'm 4-1 on Troll Warlord. And most notably, what makes Troll Warlord strong right now is that Ursa is getting picked in a lot of my games, and that might be happening to you guys as well. And Troll Warlord matches up insanely well against Ursa. And what I like so much about Troll Warlord in terms of the build is I generally lean towards starting the lane with a Wraith Band, level 1, because you are ranged until you get level 2. And then I take the Quelling Blade on the Courier out with the Bounty Rune Gold. So as we move forward in the game, those are your starting items. I usually go Phase Boots, Ring of Health pretty early on. If it's a high spellcasting lane, I'll go for Wand. And what I like so much about Troll Warlord is that he is a strong laner that then farms pretty damn fast. And he's a Battle Fury builder. The reason why he builds Battle Fury is because he has some serious sustain issues. So he doesn't get to buy in to this whole Radiance meta, but he really likes the pace of this Radiance meta, because usually the time in which Troll Warlord would be getting ganked and invaded, people are chilling out and farming right now. So I'm generally going for Battle Fury into BKB, and in the dream games, I get the Ag Scepter. And the reason why his Ag Scepter is so strong is it makes his Whirling Axes super low cooldown. You usually get it around the time that you hit that level 15 talent for the 90 Whirling Axe damage. And it makes it so his melee axes dispel him and his ranged axes dispel opponents. So all those supports with pesky Glimmer Capes and Ghost Scepters, they don't work because you can remove them with the ranged axes. And all these people buying Atos and Urn and these crowd control type nukes, I love picking Troll Warlord into Roots, into slows, because those things go out the window the second you get this Ags. So it is relatively common belief that his ultimate sucks. And that's what the Ags is all about, is it lets you prolong the use of that ultimate. And so what I like to think about is taking long fights with Troll Warlord, and he generally out DPSs these Radiance heroes because he eventually just mans them down. I'm looking at BKB, Ags, Satanic, Basher, Scotty, and usually a Blink or a Silver Edge in there to get on top of the targets that you're looking for. So I don't only pick him against Ursa. I generally pick him if I need to be a ranged hero in lane because I have like a melee 5, but I don't feel like we have much of a frontliner in the mid to late game or like a building sieger. That's what kind of Troll Warlord does for the team, and he also gives you guys Roche. Definitely try him out for yourselves. I'm a big fan of Troll Warlord so far. Next up, we're gonna give the supports some love. So right now with Jiro, I am also 4-1. And what I really like about Jiro right now is the new build I've been trying, which is to go level 1 Liquid Fire. I used to kind of think that was noob, but what I've been doing in lanes is I'm starting with Tango's double circlet, 3 branches and a sentry to secure the pole camps. And because his nukes are so mana intensive, you usually have to use like 5 or 6 mangoes. But that kind of sucks now because they reduced the health regen on mangoes. So I feel like this is a free 75 damage, attack slow, so you win the trades ability that you just spam on the opponent 4, and if need be, you can do it on the opponent 3. So I'm really loving Jiro as a 5, and because I'm not spending as much money on mangoes, I'm just buying like 1 or 2 clarities with like my first 200 gold, maybe getting a stick early as well. I'm not having as many issues buying myself these regen items, so I get earlier mana boots, and then I get to scale like a menace. In most of my games, I am the 4th, maybe the 3rd most farmed guy on my team, and like in the game you're watching, I had Greaves, Pipe, Glimmer as a Jiro. And what I love so much about Jiro is if you need to take towers, you max out Liquid Fire. If you need to have a little bit of extra catch, you max out your Ice Path. And if you need that extra wave clear, you max out your Dual Breath. And so I think the only cookie cutter part about his build is to go Liquid Fire level 1, then 2 points, Dual Breath, and then from there, it's all about what your team needs in the game. And that's what I love about Jiro, because no matter what my teammates are doing, I feel like I always have a purpose. I'm either defending my towers with Dual Breath and Macro Pyre, getting all that farm, taking towers with my Liquid Fire, or following up ganks with that Ice Path. Definitely check him out, guys, if you want to have more of that mid to late game prowess as a 5-position hero because you are strong in lane, and then you're able to get items. And if your team's lacking damage, I've even done like Veil and Ags. So you've got all types of routes that you can go. Last but not least for this video has been my favorite hero of the patch. Drum roll, please. It is Necrophos. So far, I am 6-0 on the new patch with Necrophos. I have played him 1 game of carry, 2 games of mid, and 3 games of offlane. And I even had Pure, who's rank 9, pick him as carry on my team. And I also had GPK, who's rank 2, pick him as carry on my team as well. So it's definitely not just me that thinks there's some serious Necrophos hype that's going on. So if you're mid or carry, you're looking to get a somewhat early Radiance. As mid, I usually go like 1 survivability item, like a hood with wand, brown boots, maybe boots of travel, into that Radiance. Necrophos loves Radiance. So carries I've been seeing are pretty much going like wand, treads, virtually no other items, unless you need like raindrops or a windlace, like small little laning items, and they just rush the Radiance. And this hero's pace of the game is like absolutely nutty. When he gets that Radiance, this hero farms like an absolute monster. And what makes him so good this patch, not only is he a good Radiance user, is that with the buff and mana to his Q, you can now go the skill build 4-1-1 and not have mana issues. In the past, you would 100% have to buy like a Null Talisman or an Urn or something that gave you some mana regen, and now you simply just don't. So early game, he's super strong. He gets off to that reliable start. The only thing you have to keep an eye out for is heroes like Muerta, Leshrac, Pugna, Batrider. These are some of his worst matchups, and it's just because they can either kill him through Ghost Shroud or they just do a ton of damage over time. He is super strong in the carry role against melee strength offlaners, and he's especially bad, be careful, against heroes with displacement spells. I don't like playing him against Tiny, Magnus, Pudge, because this hero is slow and he's all about positioning, and as long as his team is able to help him, he's super hard to bring down. When I'm playing him in the off lane, I've actually got a few builds that I'm going for. I've tried Phase Drums, I've tried Witchblade, I've tried like the general Sanj and Kaya tankiness build. There's games where I went Greaves. The thing about off lane is that because you can go 4-1-1 with no mana items, you can go whatever you need to go to survive the lane. If I'm against like an Ursa or Monkey King, I'm going Phase Boots, you know? If I'm against a hero like Spectre and I'm just trying to click her and get her out of the lane, I'm going Treads. And if I feel like I'm just crushing the lane, maybe I'll go Brown Boots and do 1 small item, then Travels, so I can take over the map. The only limitation this hero has is movement speed, and in the late game, Nullifier. So that is what you have to be careful of, is do not buy items like necessarily Yule Scepter, Glimmer Cape, Force Staff, Ags. Don't buy items that get nullified, okay? You want to buy like the Sanj and Kaya's armor items. You want to buy like Shiva's Witchblade, you know, like the Phase Boots even in the super early game. Anything that doesn't get purged by Nullifier, because if people don't buy Nullifier, you're a god. If people are good, they're gonna buy Nullifier against you at some point in the game, and you have to be braced for it. So he is a snowball hero, and what makes him strong is his early game. So if you're going to be playing him off lane or carry, make sure that you have a melee hero in your lane as a support that can look to protect you, because that is the only point in the game he is vulnerable, is the super early levels. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. These are the 3 heroes that I've been gaining MMR with so far in 7.32e. I'll be sure to keep you guys posted as we continue through this lovely Hammer and Radiance patch.